first I want to congratulate Post. I've known Mark for a long time, and he's just done an incredible job with that program. That's one of the toughest jobs, not just in the region, but in the country, and he's really made that into a really competitive program year in and year out. So hats off to them, and they played with an edge. They played it with a tremendous edge. They had a chip on their shoulders, and it got to a point in the second half where we were starting to make a run, and every time that we were starting to get in a flow, they made a bucket, they made a play, they either got fouled, they get an offensive rebound, they'd get to their spots offensively, and they came back with an answer every single time that we started to make a run. So great job by Post. They deserve the win, and I wish them the best of luck tomorrow.
All right, so we'll open up to questions.
Coach, what turned it around for them, do you think, in particular? Because you guys had all the momentum. You had come back from 12 down, took the lead. Your press was bothering them. They were throwing the ball around. And then Quest Harris made the running bank shot. Was that the thing that kind of took the air out of the balloon, or was there more to it?
I don't think I managed the game well the last 4 minutes. There was a crucial possession, I think about 2.5 minutes to go, where my assistants, and the credit to them, they were right. They wanted to call a set. And we had a crucial turnover at a spot that led to points for them. So I think that going forward, I'm going to need to do a better job at late game situations, because we weren't able to, for whatever reason, and I don't know if it was just a one game thing, but we just weren't able to get the ball to our guys in the right spots to be able to make plays. We kind of put them in tough positions, and I mean they got guys in James's pocket the whole game, just sitting in the gaps, and we weren't really able to clear out room to give him a chance to drive without somebody coming in and getting a piece of the ball. So that one sticks out to me. We made the run, right, and that's indicative of the stacked teams that have come in the past for the last 11 years. That we don't back down. We make winning plays, and we're just tougher than nails. And I don't think we were as tough as we needed to be today to win a game like that.
It was a really physical game.
Yep.
I mean, there were a lot of fouls on both sides. How did you manage sort of that physicality and kind of pump up your players to keep going?
Yeah, well, usually we're the most physical team, and they matched us. So, but we got out rebounded today. That doesn't usually happen. We're the #1 offensive rebounding team in the country, and top 5, 6, whatever it is. I don't really memorize that stuff, but it's rare for us to lose the battle on the boards. But I think if you look back at all of our losses this year, it was kind of a similar story. Up early, okay, take your foot off the pedal, relax a little bit. All of a sudden it's a game, and then we're fighting from behind, and that's just it's hard to win games when we have to keep clawing and fighting every single time you come down, and every defensive possession becomes do or die and crucial to the success of the team.
Well, and you guys did seem to struggle a bit from the floor. Was that something that you were kind of having to fight through, or was it something that they were doing defensively to make it difficult for you?
Well, they did a great job defensively. It was a heck of a game plan. For a team that scores 92 points a game, we have struggled recently putting points on the board. Some of that is taking tough shots, bad shots. Some of that is teams doing a good job scouting, and we've played them before. They beat us at our place, 109-107. So I guess if you want to take a silver lining there, we didn't give up 109 today, but at the end of the game, the result was the same.
And James, despite a tough loss, you had a very good game. You were 100% from the free throw line, and you also, I think, scored more than 30 points out there. And in the second half, it looked like you weren't willing to really let Post win very easily. What was kind of going through your head in the second half?
I'm a very competitive person, so regardless of how the game goes, it could be my worst game, but I just know, you feel me, I'm going to do whatever it takes for my team to come on top. We started off a little bit slow, but the second half I knew we had to turn it up a little bit, so I just was doing anything that I possibly could to just come on top, but fell a little bit short.
James, did you notice that the pressure or the defense on you was any different today than it's been throughout the course of the year? I know your coach said that they were in your pocket today. Did they do anything differently to kind of throw you off?
From the first time we played them and this time, yeah, they definitely did something differently. But being that it kind of was like that all year, you feel me? I just kind of found ways to just play through it, and regardless of if I get fouled, if they call it or not, just play through it or whatever. It's, feel me? I played it like it was my last game. I didn't want it to be, but whatever it took.
We noticed Quest Harris, I think number 4, seemed to be battling through an injury, especially in that second half, because he's usually a pretty big scorer for you guys.
That's Rich Smith.
Rich
Quest
Smith,
Harris
I'm
on the
sorry,
other
I'm
team.
looking at the wrong.
Yeah.
I have so many stuff.
Yeah.
But he seems to be a big player for you guys, and he kind of was a little off today. Was that something that they were doing on him? Or?
Yeah, he's been a little banged up to close out the season. He hit the floor hard, and I think he struggled the last 4 or 5 minutes trying to play through it. Wasn't as effective, but I mean we love Rich. He's our heart and soul, the head of the snake, and I like Biggie gets all the attention. But he's the guy. He's the driver of the ship, and he gets us going where we need to go. And that was tough too. Late games, you want to put the ball in your point guard's hands, and he doesn't really have the burst that he usually has. So we're trying to come up with something on the fly, and we just we didn't make enough plays, unfortunately, to deserve to win.
I'd like to ask both of you if you could talk about the whole arc of the season. Obviously it was another great season in STAC history. 9th straight trip to the NCAAs. I know it didn't end well, but if you could both talk about maybe what your obstacles were this year, what you had to overcome, and what your overall takeaway is from this year.
You go first.
You want me to go first? Okay. We've had a lot. How much time you got? This is in 22 years of coaching. I think this is the most that we've had stuff off the court. Not in a bad way. I'm talking about illness, family deaths in the family, things like that. So it was tough. It brought us closer together, obviously, because we're there for each other, and there was a lot of that we dealt with all year. I think it did bring us closer together, but we also we came together. I think probably our best wins were early in the season. We came out of the gates hot. You don't go to IUP and win too many times. It's a hard place to play. That was a heck of a win for the program. And obviously, we love the fact that we're able to continue this and continue to go to the NCAA tournament. We'd like this is now the second year of a first round exit. So that's something that we're going to have to discuss as a program on what we need to do going forward. But we came back from Christmas break, handled some adversity there. We lost 2 in a row. Last time we lost 2 in a row, we went to the Sweet 16. So I thought that was written in the sky for us. But it's just we didn't. I hate to keep getting back to the same thing. We didn't guard as well as we needed to for the majority of the season to be able to go as far. This is a super talented group. Don't get me wrong. I've enjoyed every minute of it with these guys, and him especially. The growth that he's done. It's all him putting in the work, and it's not just him. It's the entire program. We've had a lot of guys that have made big jumps. Lawrence Foreman, number 20, didn't play that much for us last year. Worked his tail off in the summertime, got stronger, got in better shape, worked his way into starting lineup. Rich Smith was a backup point guard for us, had a heck of a year. Kyle Pulliam, another kid that I think he averaged 7 points a game last year as a freshman and came in, and the last 3-4 weeks of the season is averaging over 20. So those are the kind of things that we look forward to. We recruit those guys that want to work and develop their game and push themselves, and that's been the most rewarding thing, I think, Chris, to answer your question, in terms of the journey and things that we've had to deal with, is just watching the development of the team. And that's all I got. I'll let you talk now. I've talked enough.
I kind of agree with him. Beginning of the season, it was a majority of the kids, players and brothers that we had last year. So coming into this year, we really wanted to make a statement and really work for what we was doing all season. So everybody was in the gym, everybody was working out consistently. So seeing that, and then having stuff that was off the court, and having brothers and each other there for each other through no matter what it was, we just was always close. So having that, it just brought us closer together, and then it made us want to win more, practice harder. Everything just increased, and just everybody just, I don't know.
grew together.
Yeah, everybody just kind of grew and just wanted the best for each other, and it just helped us lead to where we were today.
All right, thank you guys very much for coming in.
Thanks. You guys are great hosts, St. Michael's. I really appreciate it. And Chris, again, thank you for everything that you guys do at T2 East Hoops. And you know, it's a heck of a tournament. You know, I don't think we've seen 8 teams with 20 wins or more, so should be some really good games here to close out. So best of luck to everybody that's left.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for all your